and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. This week in the studio we are going to be making a very cute craft apron. This is one that I can use for when I go to craft fairs to put all the little odds and ends in, the scissors, the spare change, the card, my cell phone with the square reader, all that fun stuff. This pattern comes from the book Sewing to Sell. I'll put a link to Amazon down below where I bought it from. It's by Virginia Lindsay, and it has some information on like how to sell at craft fairs, how to set up a shop, that kind of thing. But then it also has patterns that are pretty easy for you to do that of things that you can sell at a craft fair. So we've got a cute slouch bag. This is one I've made before. It's a beach tote. I really like that one. Baby bibs. Just cute and fun and easy things that you can make to sell at craft fairs. So this is something that she included. She's got lunch bags, like lots of great projects in here. So I really bought this for the starting a craft business part of the book, and then really enjoyed the patterns as well. And since my business is called Lemon Tree Corner, we've got some lemony fabrics that we're going to use for this bag. So I've got these two. I'm not sure how I'm going to layer these yet, but we've basically got the main body, we've got a tie, we've got a bigger pocket and a smaller pocket. So I'll have lots of fabrics to choose from here. And then we have these two, which are just kind of blenders. So that might be the main body. And then one full of lemons, lots of lemons. So that'll be fun and a little bit easier because this is a short week for me as we are gearing up to go on vacation. So I picked a nice easy project for myself this week as opposed to last week's project. So very excited to knock out something fun and easy this week, which means that next week we will not have a video because I will be on vacation. And then the week after that you'll have a travel video. So we're going to be going to the Olympic Peninsula, driving all the way around, going to the rainforest and the waterfalls and Port Angeles and all that fun stuff. Bainbridge Island maybe. So we're just kind of doing a whole tour of that area. Maybe a day in Seattle if we have time, but I'm pretty much committed to the waterfalls. So I don't know if I'm going to get to the city or not, other than flying in and out. So, which is a good segue to the next project that I'm working on this week. So long flights, I like to have a crochet project already ready to go. And we're also going to be doing a lot of driving. So I'm imagining that I'm going to get a lot of crocheting in on this trip. So I want to be prepared with several projects that I can work on. The one we've been working on this whole time, which will probably be the one I do in the airport, is this beautiful shawl that we're making. It's the Pluie Calm shawl from Expression Fiber Arts. It was a free pattern. I don't know if it's free anymore, but that's just a super beautiful one that I've kind of put off because I was working on those Tobago bags, and I'd like to get back into that, especially as it might be chilly up there. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like, so it might be nice to finish that on the plane and get to wear it on the trip. Maybe get a cute picture of me with my, Washington cup of coffee in the cold in the rainforest with the scarf on. That would be nice. So the other project that I've been working on, I downloaded a few market tote or market bag patterns. This is one of them that I downloaded from Etsy. I can link it below. It's just super cute. It's got like a little mesh pattern to it, and it's very simple. So I started making two of these actually. I started making this one. Basically, I'm using my sugar and cream cotton yarn that I have left over from all the baby blanket projects. So that's what I'm using here, and you basically just do round increases until you get to this mesh texture. So this is where we're at here. This is me using the recommended 4mm needle, but hook, 4mm hook, but this is like, I don't know, it's like a DK weight yarn. It's a little thicker than a DK weight. So I wasn't sure about using the 4mm hook for this. So I went ahead and upped it. So I went ahead and started another one with my 5mm hook, because this is the one I'm used to using with this cotton yarn. And I didn't want to tear the other one apart because I'm going to make one in both and see which one I like better. But we've gotten much farther on this one, so you can really see that mesh texture of that bag. So you've got like a nice solid bottom to the bag, and then this mesh texture, and then handles at the end. She only has 16 rows of this mesh texture written in the pattern, which is kind of weird. So I'm just gonna keep going until it feels done to me, because 16 rows got me to like here. And that was definitely not the, you know, the size bag she has on the cover there. So I'm going to continue working on that. We also got our stash fabrics order, so we can pair up our orphan fabrics with their mates and get those all ready for future bags to make. So yeah, just a little bit of everything this week. I hope you come along and have fun. So grab a water or a cozy beverage, put your feet up, and let's get sewing. Okay, we got our fabric order in. Open this up. I love Stash Fabrics if you've never ordered from them before. I find that their website's very user-friendly. They have a design board where you can take the fabrics in and kind of pair them up together and see what they look like. And their colors are pretty spot on. So like, however they take their photos, the way the colors look when you get them is exactly what they look like on screen. So when you're trying to match fabrics together, it works out pretty well because they're pretty color true. Okay, so looks like we got all our grunge fabrics in one place. Do a little fabric haul for you. And what I like about this is that they do actually tag them, because these colors, there's so many grunge colors that it's just nice to know like which one is which. So nice palette here of grunge and the dark ones. Got lots of them here. I ordered more than I needed just because I wasn't sure with some of those Rifle Paper Company fabrics which ones were gonna work better than others. So wow, that's quite a palette there, isn't it? I did write down on a sheet of paper, if I can find it, which colors I originally picked out to go with which of the fabrics. So we'll have to try that. I got a red canvas to go with the big bird fabric, the big blue birds. So that's very pretty. And as you saw in the last one, a big stack of natural canvas. I got that at Joann's when I went there. I was gonna try and figure out which website I ordered it from the first time and blah blah blah, and I was like, I'm right here at Joann's, I've got a coupon, like let's just get it here. So I got it there. And I found, of course, some more fabrics that I liked. So we've got some more outer fabrics as well. That one. And this one's gonna go with this one, which is so pretty. And I think that's gonna be a Finch hobo bag. So got those all planned. And I believe these two are gonna go together. It looks kind of like sailor cats. I don't know why. I think it's just that color combination looks like sailor outfits. So those two are gonna go together. And then I don't know which one I picked to go with this. It might have been this one. That does look like something I would have done. Anyway, it's super cute. It's like goals, books and knitting and sewing and cooking and yoga, and so that's really pretty. It's got so many colors in it, it would pretty much go with anything. I don't know that it really has any purple in it. I'll have to look at my cheat sheet if I can find it to see what was supposed to go with that. And then I got little chicken feet, which I thought would go with the farm fabric that we have. So let me get those fabrics. You know, I was so proud of myself for writing down in the moment each fabric that I picked out to go with the other fabrics. And now I can't find the piece of paper. Oh my goodness, that's so annoying. Oh, I don't know where it is. Okay, so, you know, we had the farm fabric, the Lori Holt fabric that's really pretty. And I did find another fabric that's actually Lori Holt that I could pair with it, but I forgot that I had already ordered the chicken feet. So I'm probably gonna have all three of those together for something. And then here's the bluebirds I was talking about. Those bluebirds. And I was going to pair that, it's a canvas, so I was going to pair it with the red canvas. So we have those two. And, well, I mean, I guess it's all a question of what lines up with what, huh? Since I was just guessing at everything anyway. Was this going to go with the purple? I think this was going to go with the purple, if I remember correctly. And everything else is really just a guessing game here to see what goes with what. I think I was thinking the red, or the orange for that one, russet orange. Well, this is all by gut now, isn't it? Oh, the mustard green, the mustard yellow was supposed to go with that one. That works very well. Okay. It's like playing the dating game here. Oh, that's what the eggplant was supposed to go with. The eggplant was supposed to go with that one. It doesn't quite tie in with this. It's more of a blue than an eggplant. I kind of like it with the other fabric better. Is this one gonna go with the berry, I think? Those look good together. And like I said, I ordered more than I needed, so we'll see how close I get when I find the piece of paper. I'll see how close I was to my original choice. That one looks pretty. I kind of like both of those. And that one, because that's got that color in it. This one was supposed to go with that other one. This has that same russet orange in it, which looks good with that one, but it also looks good with the cantaloupe. I think is a subtler color for that one. This one, I think I was going to use one of these two, so like both of these are kind of with those two. This one's so dark, I feel like it needs that light pink to offset it. I think that looks good. This is a little too, I don't know, this is already a very muted, like natural canvas, so the pattern's very muted, and then this is a very muted palette as well. I kind of like the papaya. The blue's really nice too. The blue's a little too matchy-matchy because there's already a lot of blue going on in that fabric. I don't know. What do you guys think? Which one? Which one does it go better with? I'm kind of drawn to the blue. I think this is the one I originally thought, but it's just such a muted palette that way. This is nice and bright, but I think it's too bright. Yeah, I think the blue. That, and then I don't think any of these really go with this one. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what fabrics to use here. She's got like a plain, she uses plain muslin for a lot of things. So that's what she's using as the base here. So we've got 4 fabrics going on. I'm just trying to think through how I want the fabrics. Okay, so I'm trying to lay out my fabrics here for the craft apron. And we've basically, this is what we need. We've got 2 pieces of 12 by 18, 1 piece of 14 by 18, which is going to be the taller pocket, and then 10 by 18 for the shorter pocket, and then pieces for the ties. So I was laying out all of my fat quarters, kind of seeing what it would look like if I did this arrangement, which is very pretty. And then we've got the dots for the ties. Only thing is, I was sitting here thinking 18 inches doesn't seem big enough for a big girl body. The finished size is 17 by 11. So I don't think that's going to work. I just took the measuring tape, and I mean, that's going to be like, that's going to look really stupid on me. So I would need something that's at least 28 inches, and which means I can't use fat quarters. So I would not be able to use this fabric at all, which sucks because I like the idea of the lemon apron. We do still have lemon fabric left over from other projects, so I can go take a look at that and see what I have and keep these fat quarters for something else. So let's go take a look at what fabrics we have. Either that, or I could go ahead and use the farm fabric that we had originally picked out. But I think this would make more sense for me as far as a craft fair apron. Another thing, and I don't know if she has it in her book, but I was thinking of doing is like a hook or needle collector, you know, like you have the roll and you roll it up and it's got all your hooks and needles in it. But I don't know how useful that would be just as a separate item. So let's go take a look at our fabric stash and see what other lemon fabrics we have. So I guess the main question here is, does it have to be lemon themed? This is what I was originally picking out to do the craft apron with. I was totally excited. Looks very, you know, farmyard, with the Terry Holt fabric, and this is also a Terry Holt fabric, and then we have the chicken feet. So I thought that was very cute, and the colors all tie into each other, except for I thought this was going to be brown, and it's black. But this is mainly brown accents. So now I don't know how I feel about the black chicken feet. But that could just be, you know, the pocket in between. Because the red right next to this is a little too matchy-matchy. So have to decide if we want to go ahead and make one out of the farmhouse fabric, or if I want to go to Joann's tomorrow and look at more lemon fabric. So I have that one fabric with the flowers that looks lemony, which would be nice against a green background, but I don't have anything to go with that. I have the other flowers, the other lemons that I think it has like too much white. It's not enough of a pattern. So I think we'll put a pin on this today. We went on a hike today too, so I'm tired and it's almost dinner time. So I'm probably not gonna get this. I was gonna try and get some fabric cut out tonight. But I think we will put a pin in this and go to Joann's tomorrow and see if we can find something more useful. Because I don't want to make the craft apron just to make the craft apron. I'd like to make the craft apron to actually use at a craft fair And I think the lemon theme of my business, it would be better for me to have a lemon themed one. So I'll catch back up with you tomorrow. Okay, so I couldn't calm down. I had to go to Joann's tonight because I'm like, there's still plenty of time for me to go to Joann's. I'm not going to get anything done tonight, but at least I'll be ready to go in the morning. So it's just going to bug me all night. So they didn't have the same lemons. They had about 3 different lemon fabrics that I was looking at. And this one was the most classic, like full-on lemons. The other ones had like light blue gingham in the background, which I didn't really want. And then I found this beautiful polka dot. So I love these two together. These colors go perfectly. And then I was trying to find something for the third one. I looked at like a solid yellow. I didn't really like the repeat of yellow. And then I just love these 3 colors together. These 3 colors are pretty much my website colors, except the blue's a little lighter, I think. But I saw this and I was just so attracted to this. And I don't know if it's because I'm zoned out from the walk or what, but my brain just said, go for it. So here we are going for it. It has nothing to do with the other fabrics at all. It's this beautiful fabric with these daisies and the bees and the honeycomb in the background. And it's just the most beautiful shade of blue. So I don't know. In my mind, all 3 of these go together. So this would be the main body, the taller pocket, the shorter pocket, and then I'll probably do the ties out of this as well. So that's what we've got. So we're going to save our farmyard fabric for a different project, probably a project bag. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and we'll get started on this tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Okay, it is the next day, Sunday. We're all ready to go. So what I have done is, and I hope I got enough fabric for this. Yeah, I was going to get a half yard of everything, and then when I saw her lay out the half yard, I was like, ooh, but she had already started cutting. So I got a yard of this one, which is the main fabric that I need the most of. So I think I should be okay there. So basically, I'm changing this for big girl size. So I took my measuring tape and I measured down how far I wanted it down and how far I wanted it around my body. So now we have new measurements. So the top piece is going to be 2 pieces at 18 by 28, and that's going to be fabric A plus the SF101. And then we're going to have 1 piece of the bigger pocket at 16 by 28, which is fabric B, plus the SF101, and then 1 of fabric C, the smaller pocket, at 12 by 28. So I just kind of took the ratios here and made them for this, so that we've got the kind of the same ratios there. And then I'm going to do the ties. The ties seem long enough because she made them big enough to tie back around the front, which wouldn't work for me, but they're long enough to tie around the back. So I don't know that I'm going to have enough of this fabric for that. So, because this is the larger pocket. So it might be out of this. It might be out of this. It doesn't go all the way across the top. It just attaches to the sides. So I think we'll be okay there. And then I am going to add fusible fleece just to give it some body, because otherwise it's not going to have any body. So this is what we're starting with. Now that we're not using these fabrics, I'm going to take another photo of all of these for my project sheet so that I know what I'm using. This is such a beautiful fabric. I might want to get more of this for something else. I have to find a corresponding fabric for that though. Okay, so we've taken our ties and we've done our usual folding method. I only top stitched on the one end since they're ties. I figured this will make them more pliable. They don't really need to be sewn up at the top there. We are at, yeah, we're at about 36 after sewing those two together, so that's good. So those are ready to go when we need them. And then we just made 2 long tubes out of our pockets. So wrong sides together, 1/4 of an inch down the whole long edge to make a tube. And then we're gonna turn them over, turn them right side out, and then press on that seam. And we can top stitch that seam, we don't need to, because it's not really going to be seen, because what we're going to do is when we sew it to this, I think then we're going to do the whole thing right sides together to cover up all of these seams. So you don't really have to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to press this seam, and then we'll have to figure out how to divide the pockets because we're working with different measurements now. So, you know, she wants you to divide the pockets. This one's going to be in 3, this one's going to be in 4. So now that I've lengthened everything, we'll have to figure out what those measurements are. Okay, and what I always like to do to get a crisper seam is I take my long chopstick and I hold this and I just kind of push it out so you can see the stitching all along the seam. I find that when I try and roll seams when I'm at my iron, it doesn't work as well. So I like using my chopstick to just kind of get that rolled out nice and crisp. Okay, so now the only difficult part about this pattern is how we have to sew down the pockets. So first I'm going to cut this into thirds, although it might be too many pockets. Maybe I'll do 4ths and 5ths for this. So I feel like it's going to be too many. The pockets are going to be too big otherwise. Let's even this edge out. Okay, because I've made this bigger, it's a little more unwieldy, but that's okay. We are going to start in the middle here, and I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up one side at our 3mm stitch length, and we're going to have to back stitch, do all that fun stuff here to really secure it. So I'm going to go right on the line this time. And I'm going to back stitch a couple of times here. For more stability, we're going to turn. We're going to go just like one little stitch over, and then we're going to go back down the other side, and that was like a little too far, so I'm going to angle it back there so we can go back down right next to the other line. So I've got this line lined up with my foot. I've got the other line of stitching lined up with this inside edge of my foot. So it's about a 1/16 away, I would say, not that far away. And then we're gonna double stitch at the bottom as well, cut off our tail. And then we're gonna go to the next line. So we're just gonna kind of work our way out here.
7 days of eternity, 7 days in another country. Every cell screams, stay right here, and my legs, they freeze us in fear. We got time after this, but I'll need you as my brightest light.
So since our bottom edges might be a little off from our stitching, I'm going to align the top edge here again. So there is going to be a seam down there. This is way off. I really don't even know why we had to sew this bottom one together as a pocket, because if we're sewing this all together in the end, I don't understand why we couldn't do it that way. Okay, now like I said a minute ago, oh no, I have raw edges. I didn't think about that. I would have tucked those under had I thought about that. It's a little late, so I think I'm just going to sew these down like we would a normal tie. Only thing left to do is sew it all together. So I'm going to put my ties in the middle. If you want to, you can kind of do this and clip them down just to make sure they don't go anywhere. And then what we're going to do is take our other main panel, and this is the one that I put the fusible fleece on. I had an extra scrap of fusible fleece, so it obviously doesn't cover the entire thing, but that's okay because it's just added stability that isn't written in the pattern anyway. So she says to leave the opening up at the top. We're going to leave a 4 or 5 inch opening up at the top. I guess we're going to top stitch this whole thing. So my ruler is 5 inches, so let's go with that.
Can someone make this disappear? I'm having a crisis down here. And if I can't see you, I lose my mind. I like to be with you all my time. And I miss you so much, the pain won't stop. It's the only thing I think about, it is a lot. Every cell screams, get back home. Every day is so, so long. We got time after this.
It's super cute, super cute. Okay, I did decide to do 2 different colors of the top stitching. I basically did all of this in the blue, and then I did all of the bottom in the green, just to make it feel better for myself. So these pockets are nice. I went ahead and sewed the bottom of these pockets down just because if I'm going to put cash or anything else in here, I don't want it to fall through. But all in all, very cute pattern. I think it lends itself to being modified a lot. Unfortunately, there's only one size in the book. I feel like, yeah, this would have been an easy thing for her to just like give us a child size or a extra large size, but she did not. But it's pretty easy to figure out what you want out of that. It just takes a little work. So 3.83 hours. Not bad at all if you wanted to sell something like this. Give our check mark. All done. I still have to try this on. I will show you what it looks like on in the outro. But oh yeah, that comes right to the side of my hips. So I'm very glad that I went ahead and altered the pattern, made it bigger. I don't even know that it needs the bulk. I feel like if you had just done the fusible fleece from here to here, that would have just bulked up this top part. The bottom part doesn't need it at all. It's got 2 pockets on it. So it feels a little heavy now down here, but it's the right bulk up here. I just wish I had put the fusible fleece to the top. I hadn't thought that far ahead. So all done, and I will show you what it looks like. I'm going to give this, I mean, the fact that I had to modify it was kind of annoying, but I'm going to give it like a what? I give it like a B+. Very easy to put together. Just have to think about how to modify it. This is the weirdest road ever. It's like a wee. It's like the roller coaster ride. My sister and I used to come and ride this road when we were teenagers to have fun. Even the pipeline has to be above ground here because the ground is constantly moving and settling. So the gas pipeline has to be above ground, otherwise there would be gas leaks all the time.
I think that's all utilities.
All utilities. ooh, ooh.
This should be the last one.
Oh, that got way steeper since the last time we've been here.
That's always changed.
Man, that's like way steeper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey friends, so here we are at Terranea Resort in Palos Verdes. They have a free parking lot here, and then you can walk down through the resort along the coast. So it's a really nice hike, and we're kind of in training for our vacation where we're gonna be hiking to all the waterfalls. So I need to get my butt in gear and get going.
It's a lot of seaweed.
Yep. It's a really beautiful day. It's very clear. Just a few clouds above us here. These are really overgrown. Oh yeah. And you can see Catalina off in the distance. It's like a ghost Catalina.
It only appears at dusk and dawn.
It's like Brigadoon. So there's these beautiful casitas on the resort. And, you know, dream of one day staying in one of these casitas. So I looked it up online. They're about $5,000 a night. But obviously there's like several bedrooms. So if you got a lot of friends together, you could rent one out. And at some point on the hike, we'll be able to see the lighthouse. It's kind of hidden right now, but it's over yonder there. And then there's more casitas down here on the property proper. This is a cute little restaurant on site that smells delicious. Every time we come here, we think about eating here. I'm sure it is quite pricey. They used to have seats over here, but it looks like they've developed a whole patio area now.
There's still one standing! Oh, there's one standing!
With cute umbrellas. This. Here's your little exercise area. With this beautiful view. Hoping to see some dolphins or something out here today. Maybe a whale. Just gorgeous. This is one of my favorite hikes in LA. Mostly because you're right on the water and you get that cool breeze. And because you're on the resort property, they also have a nice restroom down here. So halfway through your walk if you have to go. You have a nice clean bathroom. I see little sparkles and I keep thinking they're like dolphins or something, but they're just sparkles. Are we zoomed in? There we go. He's just playing around. I don't know if you guys can see him. You see his head pop up every once in a while. Yay! Very cute. It's probably a sea lion, not a seal, in this area. I got to swim with sea lions once when I was snorkeling. It was exhilarating and scary. They just swim right by you at 1,000,000 miles a second. Very powerful creatures who you know could like rip you apart if they really wanted to, but they just want to play. But still, you feel very vulnerable. Oops. Hey friends, so that's it for this week. So we have our apron, which is super cute. So I'll put this on and stand back in a minute. You can see it. So we just have that same fabric in the back. I love this fabric. I'm gonna have to go back and get more of it because I'm just jonesing over this fabric. And the fact that I cut it wrong and yeah, I should have cut it the other way so that I had extra, but I don't now. So the only things that I would change, I like the fusible fleece, just wish I had put it all the way at the top. And then really we only needed the fusible fleece from here to here because once you add these two pockets, it's super bulky. So I would have just not put the fleece in that area. But it's super cute. I made the ties super long. So this is big girl size for me. And I think it's gonna work great as an apron when I do craft fair. So let's take a look at it. Got there, so here we go. Pretty much goes from hip line to hip line, which is what I wanted. So I'm glad that worked out. I've got 5 pockets in the front here that I can put change or whatever, and then some bigger pockets up here. And I can put my phone with the square reader in here, scissors, wire cutters, you know, like whatever you might need for the day. So that's good, and the tail is nice and long. So yeah, that worked out really nicely. Okay, so that's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. This was a nice, easy project to do after that really difficult quilted bag that we did the week before. And I have a few bags lined up for after we come back from vacation. So just a reminder, there's no video next week. We will be on vacation. And then we'll come back on the 22nd, I think it is. And I'll have a travel video for you so you can experience all the beauty of the Olympic Peninsula with us. We're gonna hike to some waterfalls, see the rainforest, get that wonderful Pacific Northwest coffee, all that good stuff. So I hope to see you back here on the 22nd with our new video. And thank you for coming and spending time with me. I know you've got a busy schedule, so I really appreciate you coming and spending time with me under the lemon tree. And I will catch up with you later. So I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks ahead, and I'll see you back here on the 22nd. Love you, friends. Bye.